What up, guys, and welcome back to the Top T Testosterone Fundamentals course, testing your testosterone levels at home. First, this isn't at home, but you can go to the doctor or to a lab and get blood work panels done. Blood work can get expensive, which limits you from getting it done consistently, though. And even then, blood work is basically just a snapshot in time of what was in your blood in that very moment. And your hormones change and oscillate all the time in a circadian cycle, meaning a daily cycle. So if you do get blood work done, at least make sure when you get it, you're getting it done at the same time of day every time and accounting for as many variables as possible. For example, if you fast the first time, fast again the second time. If you're eating before the blood work the first time, eat before the blood work again the next time. Try to have similar sleep, try to have, similar gym patterns, similar sunlight exposure. Try to account for as many variables as possible when you're getting your blood work done so you can see the differences. And by account for, log as much as you can, have as much data on yourself so you can kind of analyze the difference in your blood work and see why it changed. Since you can only get blood work done sometimes because that barrier to entry with the price is a little stingy, you want to be able to get the most out of the data from your blood work as possible. Now, on top of that, you can gauge your testosterone levels at home. There is, in fact, a way to do it and give yourself a pretty good idea of where you're at, and that is to test your grip strength. So grip strength is a very solid indicator of overall androgen status. By androgen status, I basically mean the functional efficiency of all androgens in your body at a given time. Now, this is different from just measuring your total testosterone or your free testosterone, but it's actually a more practical and realistically useful measurement to take. So the amount of free or unbound androgens that are actually binding to receptors based on receptor density, meaning the amount of receptors you have, and the sensitivity of those receptors will determine your overall androgen status. So basically, how much testosterone, DHT, DHEA, progesterone, etc. are all plugging into their outlets, binding to their receptors, and actually carrying out the functions. Grip strength will give you an overall reading of what is going on there. So the tool that you use to test your grip strength is called a dynamometer. They're very inexpensive, about 20 to 30 bucks, and you can get one easily on Amazon. Using a dynamometer, you can test your grip strength multiple times per day, as many times a day as you want, and it literally takes a couple seconds to do to see the changes in your androgen status throughout the day. After a few days of doing this pretty consistently, if you pay attention, you'll see a pattern forming, and you'll be able to distinguish a general range for your readings. From there, the goal is to increase that range to make the lows higher and the highs higher. You can still get blood work done every few months as well, but grip strength testing will give you the ability to gauge your status each and every day and during the day at different times. So here are some general measurements with their correlations to testosterone levels, assuming that everything else, including your body composition, if you're not significantly overweight or underweight, is normal. If you do want a reference range that's completely accurate for you, you're going to need to test your grip strength right before you get your blood work and do that a few times so you can determine how your ranges correspond with the blood work testosterone levels. But you can use this on this page right here as a vague reference in the meantime. So if your grip strength is under 100 pounds, then your total testosterone is most likely under 300 nanograms per deciliter. Again, if you're like a really small dude, like you're really short or something, and you don't weigh a lot in general, this could be slightly off. You know what I mean? So that's why this is just a vague, overall reference for your average guy. But yeah, under 100 pounds usually equals under 300 nanograms per deciliter. And then if you're in that 120 to 130 range, you're looking at about 300 to 600 nanograms per deciliter, which is average. Most dudes will be in that range. And then if you're in that 130 to 175 range, which is pounds for your grip strength, then you're looking at about 600 to 900 nanograms per deciliter, which is pretty decent. We really want to be above 150 with the grip strength, I would say. Realistically, even above 160. But then anything above 175 pounds of grip strength equates to about 900 plus nanograms per deciliter. That's what we want. And of course, for most people, it most likely will not be there consistently throughout the day. So keep that in mind. It's okay for your testosterone to go down at certain parts of the day, but you should aim for your lows to continue to get higher. So in the beginning, when you first start measuring it, your lowest might be 105 pounds at your lowest point in the day. And then your highest might be 130 or something. And then eventually you want to get it to the point where your highest is 180 and your lowest is 150. But even one night of shitty sleep or one specific thing can really throw off your levels. So this will give you a very accurate description of what's actually happening in your body at any given time. So that's it for this module, guys. In the next one, we're going to talk about the testosterone production and signaling pathways. Peace.